Satnam. Good morning, yogis. Thanks for joining me this morning, Saturday morning, Saturn day. Saturn is the taskmaster. So it's kind of funny that Saturday is typically a day off, when actually it's a really good time for accomplishing tasks or getting things done. And so it's a good day to do Kundalini yoga. I mean, every day is a good day to do Kundalini yoga. So whenever you're finding this, that's perfect. But I really love teaching and practicing on Saturdays. It feels like a really good way to start the weekend. So thanks for being here. Let's go ahead and tune in and start our practice. So bring your hands together in front of your heart center and start rubbing the palms together. I hope you're settled into your comfortable seated position. I'm sitting on a little bolster so that my hips and my spine can be supported. You can be sitting in a chair, right on the floor if your hips are nice and open. And we're rubbing our palms together to start to activate a little bit of fire energy, bringing in a little bit of heat. Now bring your hands together right in front of your heart center. Press the palms together. Go ahead and roll your shoulders up and then roll them down together along your back. Take a couple rolls here. Just dropping in, releasing any tension in the body. Now lift your sternum, bring your chin back slightly, and we'll tune in with the Adi mantra, Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Let's inhale together. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Take a deep inhale. Suspend your breath and engage Mula Bandha root lock, lifting from your lower internal muscles. Lift and lengthen your spine like someone's pulling you up from the top of the head. And then exhale, release the hands down, release the root lock. And if you're sitting on a cushion that's a little bit higher, you might want to remove it. We're sitting cross-legged if you're on the floor. Otherwise, if you're on a chair, come to the front edge of your chair. Take hold of your knees and inhale, leaning down around to the front and circling. And your exhale comes as you circle around to the back. I hope you're all doing well this morning. I've talked to quite a few people that have kind of felt a little overwhelmed by everything that's going on right now, both in personal life and in the world. I know I was definitely feeling that at some points this week. And this is a really good time for us to join together and come into presence in our bodies and connect with our breath and be able to let go of some of that tension, let go of some stress, and really take care of yourself and reset yourself. Reverse directions. So I hope this finds you well, wherever, whenever you are practicing. Keep both sides of your pelvis really planted into the floor. You're making a nice firm foundation with your pelvis, and then the spine is circling around that foundation. We're starting to gently warm up the body here. And reverse directions one more time. The other thing that we're doing is we're starting to connect with and activate our Kundalini energy that dwells within us. This is our creative life force energy. Go ahead and bring your coil to the center. Lift your spine long and straight with an inhale. Lift from the top of your head. Suspend the breath. And exhale, release and soften. Go ahead and roll over your shins, coming into tabletop. You're on your hands and knees. Hands just beneath the shoulders, knees just beneath the hips. And inhale, drop your belly, lift your chin, lift your tailbone. Exhale, round your spine. And move with your breath here. So I'm not sure if you can hear my breath over the camera, but you definitely want to be able to hear your breath. So I'm starting out nice and slow. I usually like to start my cat-cows a little slower. Especially if I'm doing them in the morning and my back is still a little stiff and tight from sleeping. But if you go to some hardcore Kundalini yoga classes, you're going to get in there and people are like, moving as fast as they can. And actually doing that, I am finding that it's feeling kind of good right now. So maybe you want to try it, but honor your body in this and everything this morning, everything that we do in our practice today. We're opening that center channel of energy that runs along the spine, as well as waking up and opening our spine, our body. Inhale for a flat back. Exhale, tuck your toes under and press into down dog. Lift your tailbone high to the sky, straighten your legs, and then pedal out your feet. So bending one knee and then the other, feeling a nice stretch through the calves, all the way up to the hips. Stay with your breath, and then bring that to stillness. Look up at your hands. Take a deep inhale. Exhale and step or even jump both feet up to meet your hands, and then forward fold. Dangling here in our forward fold for a moment. Swaying left to right if that feels nice for you. And then bring it to center. Bring your hands to your shins. Inhale for a flat back. Exhale, fold. Soften the bend in your knees. Inhale, sweep your arms out to the sides and rise all the way up to standing. Taking a back bend at the top. And then exhale, swan dive forward, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold all the way down. Bend your knees if you need to let your hands find the ground. Step one foot back. Step the other foot back. Hold in plank for a couple of breaths here. Engage your core, holding, inhaling. Exhaling, you can even exhale out the mouth. And then bring your knees to the floor and come sitting back on your heels, arms extended out in front of you, child's pose. You can exhale it out your mouth. And then start to roll up to coming sitting back on your heels. Your knees are bent. If this is uncomfortable for you, go ahead and tuck a blanket or a pillow in between your heels and your booty. or you can come sitting cross-legged. This is called rock pose in Kundalini Yoga, and it's said that you can digest rocks in this pose. So we're going to go ahead and start our Kriya now. Hopefully you feel a little bit warmed up. We just did some quick warm-ups. And we're starting here. So I'm going to give you a couple options. You can stay here in rock pose. And I want you to engage a light mula bandha. So you're lifting from your perineum. Your sex organs are squeezing. Your lower abdomen is tucking in and your spine is lifting. Or you're going to spread your knees, spread your feet, and come sitting on the floor in between your heels. If this is straining your knees, then come back to the first posture here, or even sit cross-legged or in your chair, and it's long, deep breathing. So I'm going to sit here in between my feet, my knees spread wide. My spine is lifted long and straight. Hands are on the thighs. And we're here, long, deep breathing. Go ahead and close your eyes down and focus your gaze on your third eye point, the point just between the eyebrows, above the bridge of the nose. And we are long, deep breathing here, focusing at this point, feeling a stretch through the quads, the thigh muscles. And our body is different every single day. So yesterday I couldn't do this. So I was sitting on a bolster a little bit higher. But today I feel a little more open. So honor your body exactly where you're at. We have about 30 more seconds of this long, deep breathing. And our eyes are closed and focused at the third eye point so that we can go within, so that we can go into our inner landscape. And we're looking internally at the third eye point to activate our intuition, our inner knowing. We're connecting with the pineal gland, the pituitary gland. We're opening that third eye. We're at our place in our evolution as human beings where our intuition is becoming more heightened. And these practices of Kundalini Yoga really support this inner knowing. And it's really fun. It's really a fun superpower. Okay, bring your arms out to your sides. With an inhale, we're going to slowly rise up to the knees. I'm going to scoot back a little bit so you can see me. So I actually brought my knees together for this. Arms are extended out wide, palms extended out. Inhale slowly. Come rising up to the knees. When you get to the top of the inhale, and you get all the way up, hold the position, hold the breath, suspend. And then with an exhale, we lower slowly back down. Again, inhale, rise up. Get to the top, suspend the breath. Eyes are closed. Exhale, slow with control, lower down. Continue, we're doing a few rounds of this. So inhale, rising up, hold. Keep your arms lifted. See if you can drop your shoulders down. And then exhale, release it down. Inhale, rise. Hold the posture. Hold the breath. Keep your arms lifted. Exhale with control, lowering down. One more time. Inhale, lift up. This time when you get to the top, clap your hands overhead, release, and come down to seated. And then come lying down on your back. Come lying down on your back. And come into full relaxation. Drop immediately into a little mini Shavasana. So you're going to come lying down. Let your arms fall open to the sides. Let your feet fall open. Lying on your back here for a moment. In Kundalini Yoga, you'll find it's different in many ways from most other yogas. But one of the big differences is we take these little mini Shavasanas, these mini breaks, in between a lot of the asanas or a lot of the movements. And it's really important because we exert energy during the exercise, during the asana. And that activates the nervous system. It kicks it into a response mode so that we can learn how to deal with stress or pressure in our lives. But then it's really important to then drop into this rest and reset mode, relaxation, activating the parasympathetic nervous system. It's really important that our body knows how and gets the opportunity to do this. So releasing here. Relaxing here. It also gives your body a chance to absorb and integrate the movement and the energy that we generate in the asanas. Okay, so staying lying on your back. Bring your hands so they're lying down next to your body, or tuck them underneath your pelvis, like a little triangle, a little platform underneath your pelvis to support your low back. You're going to bend the right knee in towards the chest with an inhale, and then exhale as you straighten that leg and bring the left leg in. It's a pistoning motion here with the breath. So again, hopefully you can hear my breath nice and deep, really moving this, guiding, creating an energy for this movement. I'm engaging my core, tucking my pelvis under so that my low back is flat on the floor and my core is engaged. And our legs are acting like pistons in an engine. They're generating energy here. Keep going, keep going. We're generating a lot of energy. So our Kriya today is the Kriya for Prana and Apana. Prana is the life force energy that we bring in on the inhale, and it's an energy that moves up the body from the earth towards the sky. Apana is the releasing energy, what we release on an exhale, and it comes from the sky down towards the earth. So we're starting in our lower centers here, and we're generating an energy that we're going to be bringing up to the heart and the navel center. Take a couple more rounds here. You can do it. Inhale and bring both legs up to the sky. Keep the legs where they are. Exhale. And leave your legs up towards the sky. If you need to, you can wrap your hands around the back of your legs to help them, to support them. But if you don't need that, let your arms stay down by your sides. Sorry, I'm a little out of breath from talking and pistoning my legs. Keeping the legs elevated up towards the sky. We just generated a lot of energy, pistoning the legs. And now we're using gravity to help feed that energy up into our abdomen. The place of our internal fire, our own personal power. So we're feeding that internal fire, that internal flame. And we're bringing this energy into the navel center because that's where we want it to dwell. We want to have energy internally in the seat of our personal power so that we can really be grounded as ourselves. Go ahead and hug your knees into your chest. Take a couple deep breaths. And then release the legs out straight. Coming again into a resting pose, a resting posture, a mini shavasana. Letting everything settle. Now we're going to take that energy that we've guided up to the navel center, up to the abdomen. We're going to really activate it. We're going to stoke it. So stay lying on your back, hands down by the sides or tucked under the pelvis to support it. If you have any low back issues, you can do that. Keeping your head and shoulders on the ground, you're going to lift both feet up off the floor just a little bit, 6 to 12 inches. And either long, deep breathing here or activate a breath of fire. So breath of fire, you're going to be pumping through your breath through the nose, and your navel is going to be pumping. So if you know breath of fire, practice breath of fire here with this. Otherwise, long, deep breathing. Or ladies, if you're pregnant or on the first few days of your moon, you're long, deep breathing. Really stoking that internal fire. Working your breath of fire. Keep your legs lifted off the floor. Stay with it. You have about 10 more seconds. You can do it. Go, go, go. Stay with it. Stay with it. Take a deep inhale. Keep the legs lifted. Suspend the breath. And then exhale. Release it down. And lie down on your back. And rest for a moment there. Feel the energy circulating. I'm going to close this curtain. Excuse me just for 1 second. On your back, energy is circulating. Releasing. Working with that energy of the Apana, the releasing energy, with the exhale. So the exhale is powerful for letting go. And to have a really good, satisfying exhale, you need a big, deep inhale. Exhale your next one out your mouth. Good job. Okay. You're going to go ahead and roll over onto your stomach now. Come lying on your stomach. Take a moment to make a little pillow out of your hands first. Resting your forehead on your hands. Bend your knees, bring your feet up to the sky, and just drop the feet left to right, kind of windshield wipering them, and this hopefully feels really nice on your low back. And then bring the legs back to center and release the feet down to the floor. If your low back is tight, bring your feet out as wide as your mat. So wider than your hips, and that's going to help to release the tension in your low back, especially for this next round. Bring your hands behind your back, interlace your hands, and straighten your arms. So your shoulders roll open and back. Close your eyes with an inhale. Lift your head and your shoulders up off the mat. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see what I'm doing. But you're lifting your head and shoulders up off the mat. Eyes are closed, suspending the breath. And then exhale, open the eyes and release it down. Again, close the eyes. Inhale, lift. Hold, hold, hold. Open the eyes, exhale, lower down. Continue closing the eyes. Take a deep inhale as you rise. Hold, shoulders rolled back, heart open, head lifted, and then open the eyes, exhale down. We have a few more rounds of this. Close the eyes, inhale, rise, hold. Open the eyes, exhale, release. Inhale, close eyes, rise up. Open the eyes, exhale, lower down. Close the eyes, inhale, lift up. Exhale, open the eyes, lower down. One more time. Close the eyes, inhale, lift up. Hold. If Mula Bandha is in your practice, engage your Mula Bandha. Hold, hold, hold. Open the eyes, exhale down. Release the hands. Bring them back to the little pillow underneath your forehead. And rock your pelvis, your hips left to right. Coming into stillness. And then flipping back over to your back. One more time. We're lying on the back. Arms come up to the ceiling. Palms are separate and facing each other. And ladies, if you're on the first few days of your moon cycle or pregnant, long, deep breathing. Everyone else, practice breath of fire. So you're really pumping your navel. Keep the arms long and straight, palms facing each other. Okay, now listen closely. Keep going. I'm going to give you the instructions for what's going to come next. Stay on your back. Keep your breath of fire going for the last few seconds. Now take a deep inhale. Make your hands into tight fists. Make a tight, scrunchy face. Suspend your breath. Hold the inhale. And start to bring your hands, bending the elbows with a lot of tension. Bring your fists close to your heart. Hold the breath, hold the breath. It's so hard, you're shaking. And then when you get your hands in by the heart, powerfully exhale out the mouth and toss your arms and hands open. Again, inhale deeply. Hands into fists, squeeze, and bring all this energy in towards the heart center. Squeeze, 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 a ton of tension. Exhale explosively. Toss it out. And then release and relax. Let your arms lay down by your sides. Coming into your Shavasana. Good job. Really let everything go. Let your whole body soften and release. Let your legs relax. Let your torso and your heart relax. Let your arms be heavy. And move your mind to your navel point. And listen for your heartbeat. Feel for your heartbeat. All of our asanas today, we're generating a lot of energy and then bringing that energy together in our center, in our navel and in our heart. So I want you to listen to your heartbeat and feel like you are home, resting in the center of yourself. Your heart is generating the cosmic creative energy for your life. Your heart is your home. Let your mind just find and focus on the heartbeat. Feel your heart beating inside of yourself. Feeling your center. Allowing yourself to relax mentally, relax physically. Connecting with your heartbeat. And you're welcome to stay here in your Shavasana for as long as you can, as long as you like. I promised a 30-minute class today, so if you're ready to come out of your Shavasana, go ahead and start wiggling your fingers and your toes and finding a little movement. Take a nice long stretch. Exhale out your mouth. When you're ready, roll over to one side and then press your way up to seated. Bring your hands together in front of your heart. Rub your palms together. Sealing up this sacred practice. Bring the hands back to the heart center. A place of heart-centered balance, where we started and where we conclude this class. We'll close with the mantra Sat Nam, which means truth is my name. Take a deep inhale. Sat Nam. Thank you so much for the opportunity to practice Kundalini Yoga. I'm so thankful for this time together, for this practice. And this will be the last live class for a couple of weeks. I'm going to lead a retreat in Oaxaca, Mexico. It starts on October 22nd. So if you are curious about that, you can look at our website, wahecrew.com. And as always, if you feel called and you have the means to support, donations are accepted in exchange for the class, but by no means necessary. I'm happy you're here. And I hope this practice supports you. I hope you have a beautiful day. I'll see you again next month.